Nigeria, a nation held hostage by power and strategy. By Anonymous Nigerian Observer. Truth, once buried, always finds a way to rise. Introduction: the slow burn of a nation. Since the early 2000s, Nigeria has walked a tightrope between hope and hardship. But what we're experiencing today is not accidental. It's the result of a long game of calculated deception, masked as democracy, but engineered for control. This is not a political analysis. It's a survival report. It's what the grassroots feel, live, and endure, far from the polished speeches and filtered headlines. Early 2000s, foundations of inequality. Growing up in the early 2000s, we saw a society split between the rich and the poor. They had nothing in common, except the stage of cultural festivals, where hierarchy blurred momentarily. Back then, electricity was erratic but cheap. Water came through broken pipes, yet it flowed. Education was underfunded, but it existed. The government felt distant, but the people felt free. What we lacked in wealth, we had in freedom. We didn't know it then, but we were richer than today. 2010 to 2015, the first shift. By 2010, the first cracks in the system became obvious. Water disappeared. Electricity bills rose. 3G internet came, but with it digital control. Unemployment grew, even as food remained available. To stay sane, Nigerians turned to comedy and entertainment. The laughter wasn't joy, it was medicine. By 2015, the situation worsened. The cost of living rose, jobs became scarce, citizens began to debate leadership failure more openly. 2050 to 2022, the Buhari era, broken promises, broken nation. General Muhammadu Buhari was seen as a moral redeemer. Instead, his presidency became a national trauma. Insecurity exploded, the naira collapsed, private businesses suffered, religious and ethnic tensions were politicized. People were no longer whispering, they were wailing, but the loudest voices were arrested or silenced by fear. 2023, the year Nigeria fell into the trap. When the 2023 elections came, Nigerians chose Peter Obi, a symbol of reform and people-first leadership. But the system had already prepared its trick. Naira redesign threw the economy into chaos. Cash scarcity crippled businesses. Fuel queues returned. Tinubu's campaign was mocked for its confusion, yet he emerged victorious at night. It was not a victory. It was a theatrical hijack of democracy. Day one of Tinubu's regime, fuel subsidy gone. Without even settling into office, Tinubu declared, "Fuel subsidy is gone." The markets crashed, transport doubled, food tripled, the poor became poorer, the middle class evaporated. People weren't just suffering, they were strategically weakened. This wasn't just economic hardship. This was a system using pain as control. The psychological warfare begins. From 2023 to 2025, the regime moved beyond policies. They began attacking the minds of Nigerians. 1. Learned helplessness. Repeated failures made people believe nothing will change. 2. Fear propaganda. Talk too loud, DSS will find you. 3. Mockery from the top. Leaders flaunted wealth while citizens begged for food. 4. Division and distraction. Tribe versus tribe. Religion versus religion. All to hide the real war, the war against the people. Silencing the prophets. Churches became silent. Men of God became men of compromise. 2024-2025, manufactured collapse. The strategy became clearer. Break the naira, eliminate the subsidy, then reintroduce it secretly. Blame citizens for inflation, punish dissent, use frustration to force silence. As of 2025, fuel is over 1,000 liter. Naira exchanges at $1,400. Crime has surged, unemployment is at record highs, even the rich are now afraid. The people have been mentally and economically enslaved without a single chain. But the fire is still burning. Despite it all, the people remember. Peter Obi won. Truth was trampled, but not erased. A new generation saw everything, and they're awakening. There is a silent revolution stirring, not yet in the streets, but in the minds, in the writers, in the singers, in the mothers, in the students. This article is part of that awakening. They thought they buried the truth, but we were not buried. We were planted, and we will rise.